So, I've just downloaded the app. This is a Hidden Agenda on PlayStation, and this is one of the kind of newer PlayLink titles. And this is done by the guys that did Until Dawn, which I thought was a really good kind of choice-based game on here. I didn't play the VR version. There's like a VR one, which I'm not sure if it's a prequel or whatever. I never really looked into it because I haven't got VR. So this one uses your mobile as a controller in a sense, and it's kind of more designed for two or more people, because one of you will have will have the hidden agenda, and you're kind of trying to push the story in a way that suits that agenda, and trying to convince other players without them knowing that you are the one that's trying to push that perspective. So there's me. Right, so there's going to be a lot of control based on here. I'm just going to put the controller down here for the time being. I hear the game's not that long in terms of its full length, so we'll see. Hopefully, yeah. I've heard it's like a couple to a few hours, whatever. So maybe like 2.5 hours. And maybe this, they'll all be done in one stream. So we just move that pointer up there. So yeah, we're going in story mode. We're just going to solve the crime. I've never played this before, apart from I did a little demo back at Gamescom, but I didn't really take in the story because I didn't want to spoil it for when I actually get the game. So here we go. Going in solo.
In story mode, you're playing the game for fun. Work together to solve the crime and play the story you want to see.
Right, when you're ready to start, everyone uses their touchscreen device. Move their pointer into the box. Well, I'm the only one playing. I haven't got any. I've not got any couch co-op friends, so this is going to be a solo game. But it's the idea of the team behind Until Dawn doing this game that interests me. That's kind of what got me, is the Until Dawn guys doing it. Until Dawn was a fantastic game. So choices change the future. Some affect relationships between characters. Others make waves that change everything. Choose wisely. So, yeah, I made some bad choices in Until Dawn, and that resulted in a lot of people dying at the end. I think I made one particularly fatal choice, which just got rid of everyone at the end. Apart from 2 people, I think I had 2 survivors. I had a good bunch until that point. Hopefully got I've hopefully got the subtitles on, because I didn't check the options, so I'm hoping that's on by default. We'll see. So there's not much in the game's, unlike Until Dawn, the game is not much where we are in control of moving the character around. Suspect description matches the trapper.
You ready for this?
Of course I'm ready.
Nice and easy. Textbook color. What's the play?
Vote for choices by moving your pointer inside the box.
Okay. I'm gonna scope it out because I'm a cautious
Doesn't
kind
feel
of
right.
person.
Let's scope it out.
Yeah, I'm generally quite cautious, so that's I think that's pretty good to stem most of my choices in the game.
I'll take the door around back.
Windows mine.
Stealth mode. I'll see you in there.
Use your pointer to hit the target before the timer runs out.
Oh, this is where I'm gonna fall flat. Right. So it's things like that are gonna catch me out. Let's investigate a little bit.
Tom!
Cautious, let's get cautious.
Hands up now!
To shoot, move your pointer onto the target. Think before you shoot. You do not have to open fire.
So I think we can just take him down.
Hands behind your head, no sudden moves.
I'm not gonna shoot him.
I will shoot.
Don't shoot!
Hey! Don't test my aim, fucker!
I am not gonna hurt her.
Please help me, please get me out of here. Hey. Hey. Easy. Easy now. Let's just take this nice and slow. It's not worth it. It's over.
Alright, looks like we got him. We've got this little perp. It always leaves you wondering what would happen if you took another choice.
The hunt for the Trapper came to a dramatic end tonight as police from the 3rd Precinct arrested their primary suspect, Jonathan Finn. Finn is wanted in connection with a string of grisly murders that has gripped the city and claimed the lives of first response police officers. More on this story as it develops.
Ladies and gentlemen, the accused, Jonathan Finn, is guilty. Of that, there's no doubt. Your job is simply to determine how he is punished. This man, the so-called Trapper Killer, has terrorized our community with his brutal murder spree. Booby-trapping his victims so our brave first responders became victims themselves. These innocent people were targeted for no other reason than to play out Jonathan Finn's sick game. Jonathan Finn has confessed to every single one of these crimes. I ask that the court consider Jonathan Finn's voluntary confession of his crimes. He has spared the victims' families a prolonged trial, and in doing so, has demonstrated a glimmer of remorse. Therefore, it is my recommendation that Jonathan Finn be spared the death penalty and instead sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Thank you.
This is the bit where we played as in the demo, and
Jonathan Finn, you
I
have
was
committed
the
crimes
hidden
of such a
agenda.
depraved nature that this court has no alternative but to sentence you to death by lethal injection. This court is adjourned.
I think my hidden agenda was I had to stop. I had to reconvince the thing without making it so it wasn't a death penalty.
Tap the logbook button on your app to read plot updates, view character biographies, and check the major ripple events affecting your story.
Okay, so on the app here,
and this is the Crawl.
see that,
Let's kick it off tonight with our very own homegrown villain.
I can look at the plot.
The Trapper. Sucker's been on death row for 5 whole years. Mr. Trapper's only got 48 hours left on our big blue marble, so I thought, hey, did you know one of the victims? Phones are open. Caller 1, you're on.
Hey, so, well, yeah, man. I mean, in my point of view, like, they can't fry this son of a bitch hard enough, you know? So he got messed up as a kid. I mean, that's no excuse to take it out on our finest boys in blue.
I hear you, but it ain't like our cops got the finest reputation, you know? Look at Marnie for one. Promotion to homicide, medal, the works. This gal's on top of the world, and guess what? Turns out
Hey Rapier Man.
the rest of us down here in the mud. Mishandling.
I'm just reading biographies on here, so
Who knows what else?
Damn. Guess you never know who's one of the good ones.
because the biographies help later on when we're going into the next bit. We were trying to sentence these people, so having a little bit of information, back information on the characters. So you've got a logbook in the game, and that kind of helps you along. Yeah, helps you along the way. So we'll close that. This is the first time I've played one of the Playlink games outside of.
Caught another pair of John Does this weekend. We're quickly racking up red names
Outside
on
of
this board,
Gamescom.
and I gotta tell you, unsolved cases don't exactly uphold the reputation we've built here at this precinct.
Just put Marnie the Magician on the case. I hear she's got a knack for making things disappear.
Son of a bitch.
Detective Calvary, I pretend you didn't just say that. You're dismissed.
Ooh, biography updated. So we have new people. No new information on people that we have already.
Hey, Becky. Ignore him.
Calvary?
Everyone knows he only reported you because you're the biggest target.
Glad to know my accomplishments have earned me something.
You doing okay?
No.
Be anxious.
No, not really. I feel like it's some big cosmic joke that Dick has my future in his sweaty little hands.
I know it feels like that, but they got nothing. So just lay low, keep a wide berth of cavalry. They'll blow.
It's yeah. There's the game. The game uses the mobile phone as your
Just gotta
controller
keep
thing.
myself
When you got
back.
like people on the
Take
couch
the
co-op
mic.
situation,
Wait, word in my office.
you are all kind of doing it. You kind of link together, and you kind of have, you know, whichever the majority is in the sway
Marnie,
of choices, then that's
I'm not
where the story
someone
will
to comment on
go.
ongoing internal affairs investigation, but if it starts affecting my best detective,
I'm sorry, sir.
hey, don't apologize. You're a good cop. I have no doubt you didn't do anything to compromise the crime scene intentionally. The facts will speak for themselves.
And
Thank
all
you
the
for
information on the
being
characters appears on your phone, so you and all the crimes, so you
know,
got to read
sometimes feels like
that
we don't have a
stuff.
choice in these things, but you do. You got me?
Yes, of course.
I want to believe that. But I know the trapper's set for execution in 48 hours. It's a heavy load. Knowing you send someone to death row, I don't want you to be distracted.
Finn's execution can't come soon enough.
A whole lot of folks agree. I know I do.
I'm gonna guess none of those folks are looking forward to a good night's sleep as much as I am.
Hmm?
The fact that he's still breathing keeps me up at night.
So yeah, I've got
Got your message. Heading to see your client now.
Sorry I couldn't make it back to town.
if I just pause this for a second. So yeah, so what I've got on the mobile app here, and the way that the game works, you get fed. So the story all takes place on the TV screen, and as you kind of progress through the story, you have the information appear on each of your mobile phones. But in the game, when you're playing with more than one person, someone will have what's called a hidden agenda, or you have like these card things, and you can sway the choice of what happens if you play the card quicker than another player, but you're limited on the number of cards you've got. So in a case, you kind of not let you, because there's certain information that appears on each person's phone, which is the whole point of it being the phone system, is because information goes in there, and each player may have slightly different information in order to sway the story, and that's kind of the kind of way this plays this way. So you have all the biographies, so you have the general plot, so you can keep an eye on the general plot in here. You have the biographies of the characters, which as further developments happen, the biographies get updated and you find out about new people. Then you also have what's called ripple effects events, which when you make a choice, the choice that you make will then affect everything or some things later on in the game, be it the way that a character might be towards another character, or their kind of general attitude, or it might just completely change the whole story in terms of where it's going to develop going forward. So what I have is my ripple event, which you've only just joined me. So what I had at the start was I was on a crime scene and I arrested someone, but I also had the choice to shoot them. But the choice of arresting them as opposed to shooting them kind of put in this ripple effect of that now being something that's affected the whole game going forward, the storyline, and that's kind of where it is. And with regards to this Becky character, she's a rookie cop. She arrested the trapper and was promoted into homicide, but then accused of mishandling evidence at a crime scene. So there's a little bit of update on that, on that character. Then we've got the Jack Calvary, who's the homicide detective. He's the one that accused Becky of mishandling evidence in that meeting. Then we have so Tom Nelson's the guy that was in the house investigation earlier in the game. So, and he's the one that's also remained partner. So he's also joined up with the homicide team as well. So let's continue this. Let's see where the story goes. Going to be playing as taking on a different character now.
I'm not crazy about meeting Finn without his attorney present.
I know. Thank you for talking to him so quickly.
Well, he doesn't have much time left, does he?
No, he doesn't.
You want to give me a little preview?
He can be kind of a tough nut to crack. Be strategic.
Great. Any tips?
You need to get him to talk about Adam Jones.
Who's Adam Jones?
So it's like an interactive movie more than a game. Right. I'm going to be cynical.
If he's actually got something to say, then I'm ready to hear it. Call you after?
Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Your attorney says you have something you want to tell me.
Sure, but you ain't gonna believe
me. So I got some
me.
mace in my bag?
No one does. I used to blame God for what happened.
At Las Palmas? The orphanage?
We were just kids. We trusted them. But I've forgiven them now. God teaches us to forgive.
The visuals are really good.
If I gotta go out, I ain't going out a liar.
Then tell me the truth.
Miss Graves, I did not kill anybody.
Do you believe Adam Jones is the one responsible for these murders?
Oh, I don't believe it. I know it.
Who is he?
Adam was my best friend at the orphanage, and he killed those people.
gonna go in curious here.
But you have to give me more to go on.
Adam and I, we've seen some shit together. Makes you close. Adam escaped, and I found drugs. I was high from the moment I got out of there. And a couple of years later, a couple of centuries, hell if I know, Adam tracks me down online. And he keeps writing me and bringing up all that old shit from the orphanage. He says he knows exactly how to make him pay. So we made an arrangement. I rat myself out, I take the heat off him, spend a couple of months in the clink, and then wham! Trapper strikes again. Can't be me, because I'm in here. Makes sense, right?
Pretty convenient.
Convenient? Convenient is Father Raminsky running an orphanage. Fox in a henhouse. You have no idea what it was like in there. The playroom. Well, that's what he called it, but I think he was the only one who was having any fun in there.
I have to say this is a perfectly chill game for a Sunday.
Well, you can go see for yourself.
Not even sure if the orphanage is still standing. So where is he?
Adam? Now? No idea.
How can we find him? Gotta start someplace.
I got a place.
Where?
It's not, It's better if I draw you a map.
I'm not going to be sarcastic.
Sure you want to trust me with that? They say the pen is mightier than the sword.
Cute.
My memory ain't what it used to be. I think I'd have to get back out there, get my feet on the ground, pick up the scent.
Ooh.
So let's say you're telling the truth. You don't know where he is now. Sounds to me like he's left you high and dry.
I know what Adam's like. The kind of places he hangs around.
Settle down.
We could go together, check it out.
You gotta give me more than that, or you ain't going nowhere.
Uh-oh.
I never should have trusted him. Adam Jones should be in here, not me.
I'm just curious as to who the Adam is.
Okay? I will look into Adam Jones. If he's out there, I'll find him.
Has he still got my pen and pad? Or did I just put them back?
How'd it go?
How do you think?
I got a report back on Adam Jones. He was at Las Palmas same time as my client, but he died in the same fire that closed it for good.
Look, I know where you're going with this, and it's not gonna work. There's no way they're letting Finn out. It's too flimsy.
I know. That's not what I'm after.
Then why bring me out here?
If you tell the judge about Adam Jones, maybe he'll grant Finn a temporary release and help the cops track down Jones.
Lana, it's too late.
I don't know if I trust him.
All we're doing is delaying the inevitable.
Adam Jones is reasonable doubt, Felicity.
I never wanted the death sentence, but I just don't think this is enough to stop it from happening.
Finn is not a good man, but he is not the Trapper. And if he dies, the Trapper is still out there.
I don't trust him, but I'm still kind of curious. So I'm swinging it this way.
You're right. Let's take it to Judge Vanstone, see what happens.
Thank you, Felicity.
Don't thank me yet. Thank you so much for seeing me so quickly.
Miss Petty already filled me in on this whole Adam
Checking
Jones
biographies.
business.
Yes, sir. I just spoke with Mr. Finn.
Now, in my experience, you light a candle under a man's ass, you can fly a balloon out of his mouth.
Sir?
Are you buying his story?
I will say...
I have doubts, but we do have a record of an Adam Jones at the orphanage. Same time as Finn.
Yeah.
Has anyone spoken to Jones?
I do have
He's been
skepticism.
presumed dead for years.
That's quite a stretch, don't you think? Well, even if Jones exists, how can you be sure Finn can track him down?
Ooh. Hmm. I don't know how optimistic I really am, so I'm going to go with the frustrated.
There's no way to know unless we try, sir.
You're full of surprises, Miss Graves. Well, if you were in my position, what would you do?
Well, I want to see where this goes, so I'm going to put in a confidence.
I think that he can help us. If you grant Finn a single...
Well, yeah, with those choices, either way he's getting out. But I think if I said something earlier, that may not have been the case. I don't know fully.
All right, Miss Graves. I'm going to grant Jonathan Finn a temporary release into police custody. But only for 3 hours, no more.
Thank you. Hey, Lana, you're not gonna believe this.
He actually went for it?
Surprised the heck out of me.
Wow. Nice work, Felicity.
Don't call me that. I'm gonna head over to Homicide and let him know.
Good call. And Felicity, thank you.
Don't thank me yet.
I thought there was going to be someone that would like come out of the car or something. Okay, biography updated. And the ripple effect we've got here is persuading him to let Finn out. So I assume there could be a scenario where I don't let him out.
Case against Finn was air goddamn tight. Nailed him with a hostage, for Christ's sake. Had to be one hell of a tale for you to go and spin the judge's head around.
I'm just doing my job, Detective Calvary. I try not to miss things that might be important. I know that's sort of a foreign concept around here.
I'm not gonna punch a DA. Not a lady one, at least.
Who exactly was Adam Jones? Did he come up at all during the investigation?
Uh-huh. There was an Adam Jones at the orphanage. But you know what? Sorry fucker was killed in the fire that shut the place down. So the story kind of ends there.
Finn's got impeccable timing. You don't think he's full of it?
I'm going to go on the dismissive route, I think.
I'm just covering every possibility. And Judge wants this thing airtight. Double airtight. He's granting a temporary release into police custody to help find Adam Jones. Finn tells me Rominsky had a secret room at the orphanage. Called it the playroom. It's where he held his extracurricular activities. Does that sound familiar?
I remember something like that. That didn't come out in the report.
I was wondering, Mr. Hillary, so when you analyzed the bodies of the Trapper's victims, did you find anything that might suggest there could be another suspect?
Gosh, that was 5 years ago. I don't think so.
So no reason to suspect anyone but Finn?
I do recall only, submitting a partial analysis of the evidence because Mr. Finn confessed, so it seemed open and shut.
So there was more evidence left to analyze?
Well, yeah, trace signatures.
Do you have access to all that data?
Not just hold on a goddamn second. How can you even entertain the idea of letting this scumbag out of his cell? Finn had motive. He went through hell at Las Palmas. He hated the police. We even found his hair at another crime scene.
The RV park, right? That was the social worker? And, Detective Marnie, would you mind walking me through that night again?
I'll walk you through it in 2 words. Missed opportunity.
I didn't think he had much
Could have
hair.
had Finn in handcuffs right then and there.
Gonna go restrained here.
I think I'd like to hear from Detective Marnie, if you don't mind.
Sure. Catherine Hope was a social worker at Las Palmas Orphanage. We didn't know Finn had her. We got a 10-8 at Hog Haven Trailer Park out by the highway. A break-in in progress. I was closest to the scene, so I went solo. Should have been a piece of cake, but that night everyone was on pins and needles because the trapper was raising Cain. And any one of us could have been next.
See how this scenario goes. Dun, 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 dun. I think I'm going to search the area first. Just a little bit of caution. See the barging straight in. I wouldn't shine my flashlight too high up to the window though, you know where the window is, because so there's a dog barking as well, I guess.
This is 609 on the CFBIP. Open exit on the highway, no perp. Gonna make an entry to the trailer.
609 acknowledged, caution advised.
Was that door open earlier? Or has he just run out?
Search for the clues shown at the top of the screen. Use your pointer to highlight the clues before the timer runs out. Some of these clues could help you in the future, so try to find them all.
Right. Yeah. Got all three. I was kind of worried about how that was going to work out there. Well, at least we know Becky survives because she's the one that's telling the story. Oh, but I think I've got wire cutters, so I wonder if I'm going to have to cut wires on a bomb.
Help me! Oh, shh. Okay. Just keep quiet. Who did this to you?
I was in the bar. I don't know. I woke up here. Oh God, please help me, please. What's happening?
Oh crap. I'm gonna help.
I'm gonna remove the timer. Oh crap.
If I can.
Oh God! Oh my God, get me out of there!
This is gonna get tense though.
Calm down, please.
Hurry!
And that's how Becky hurt her hand. Let's see if that's actually affected that.
Well, at least we only had one casualty that night.
Not that it did a lot of good. Social worker was killed in a hit and run a few weeks later.
It wasn't the kind of thing I'm eager to repeat.
Finn must have seen you coming. Got out before finishing the job.
Yeah, split so quick he left his gear behind.
It was very brave of you to go in there alone.
I was, just doing my job.
And, how did you link Finn to the scene?
I discovered that Mr. Finn had left a hair at the scene. We ran the DNA through our criminal database, and he came up as the match.
He was already in the system.
Finn had been in and out of the station so many times he practically had a door with his name on it. When we got the tip that he'd been spotted at a squat, we just happened to be driving by.
Shit just seems to fall in your lap, Detective.
At least I caught him, Dick.
Uh-oh. Mama Bear's got a temper. Watch out.
I don't like these dickheads.
I'm sorry, Detective, but your attitude is not helping.
I'm sorry. Last I checked, this was my case. And I got my guy convicted. Who the fuck are you to question my competency?
I'm a district attorney. Are you finished?
The Trapper case shook everyone up. I think we've poured enough salt in all our own wounds for one night.
Sergeant.
I think that about covers it. Anything else we can help you with?
I kind of want... I'm curious.
Do you have Adam Jones's forensics records on file?
Well, not from his death.
Were there samples taken when he was placed in the orphanage?
Yes, most likely.
Would it be possible to pull those records and run them against evidence found at the Trapper's crime scene?
Are you shitting me? You're wasting the time of this entire division, you understand? I got a better idea. We let that psycho die on the table.
Cavalry, stop. We'll have Mr. Hillary look into it.
There's definitely more into this
Thank you.
than what these guys are trying to let off.
Hey, Graves.
Yeah?
I just wanted to say that...
Calvary's a dick.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You were really helpful.
I want to see where this goes.
Hey, what are you doing tonight?
What?
I've got a huge stack of files at my apartment. Not gonna be able to get through it on my own.
Okay, sure. I can help you with that.
Perfect. Call me.
Is that because she said babes? Either way, we've now got
a rat trap. Huh.
Yep. Found one at each of his crime scenes.
Okay, so that's the new ripple effect, is inviting
I
her.
had no idea.
We managed to keep it out of the press. Target number 1, Rupert Walsh, the Undertaker. After he killed him, the Trapper rigged a shotgun to the motel door, and the officer who got the call took it in the chest. Simple, but messy. Not a guarantee he killed the responder.
Was there anything more on the victim? I mean, he's the only one without a connection to Las Palmas, just a local gin hound.
Finn called it a dry run with a wet noodle. I guess that was his idea of some kind of sick joke. But then again, if he's not the Trapper, damn it. This case is just the gift that keeps on giving.
Becky, do you want to take a break?
Well, I did
I'm
mention about the
sorry,
sleep earlier.
It's just, this was all ancient history. And staring at these files again, Finn's execution coming up, I don't know, it's been hard to sleep with this shit just running through my head.
Well, the good news is it'll all be over before you know it.
Yeah, you're right. Second target, nasty piece of work.
Oh, this is the one that would beat the kids till you couldn't recognize them.
LeMay. Orderly at Las Palmas. Couple years before the orphanage, narcotics had a file on him a mile wide.
But they couldn't get anything to stick.
Slippery son of a bitch. The Trapper left his body in a pitch black room, rigged a light fixture with C4. The cop who showed up flipped the light switch and let there be light.
He's definitely elevating here. I mean, his first real kill, more sophisticated, but he wasn't satisfied.
Third target, Father Rominsky, leader of the pack. Chaplain at Las Palmas and the man behind the abuse.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. The trapper knocked him out, cut him open, and rigged him up with explosives to blow if he moved. We got a tape of the whole thing a few days later. The sick fucker made Rominsky kneel in prayer for hours, confessing his sins. When he got what he wanted, he called Sergeant Teller.
Did you know the other 2 cops?
That was my precinct.
So, all 3 of them, and you, a first responder in the botched attempt, all from the 3rd precinct?
The murders were in our district.
How well did you know the other 2? I mean, how well did you know the other first responders?
Enough to know that I didn't like them much. I got out of there as soon as possible.
What if the first victims in each incident were just a smokescreen, and the real target was the 3rd precinct?
I think that's interesting.
Yeah?
These 3 cops, they weren't exactly best of the boys in blue.
How so?
3rd precinct had problems. Of chemical variety.
They were using?
Yeah, and then some.
I'm surprised this never came up in the investigation.
I'm not. Anyways, you might have something.
What's up with you and Calvary?
No, there's a guy who's got it coming.
You couldn't even cut that tension with a chainsaw.
As much as I'd like to say the got a stick up his ass, I think I'm going to go kind of an honest route and see where this develops.
All I ever wanted was to get out of this shithole and join the FBI. As soon as I finally grow the stones to apply for training, guess what that piece of shit does?
No.
Yeah, Calvary just had to stick his nose in it.
What did he do?
He says that I misplaced evidence.
Ouch.
And now there's even a full-blown inquiry. Even when they come up with nothing, it's still an inquiry. It means not above suspicion, and the FBI doesn't want people who are not above suspicion.
That's some hard luck, Becky.
Hard luck. My father was a hero in the department. My first week on the beat, he eats his gun.
I think letting this out is kind of a good thing.
That's hard luck.
Well, I think it's a good thing. We'll see how it goes in the future.
You haven't heard the things that they say about me. Every time I walk into a room, I can feel it. I'm a joke to half of these people.
No, I'm sure that's not true, Becky.
There's no use in denying it. I'm supposed to be crazy, right? Like father, like daughter.
Becky, you're a good cop. Okay, I'm sure everything's going to work out.
Yeah, I wish I could believe that.
Okay, just hit the pause. I'm just going to give an update on some of the biography updates. So we just had an update on Jack Calvary. So Calvary blackballed Becky's application to the FBI. So there was a lot of bad blood between them. We've got an update on Rupert Walsh, trapper victim. Walsh was an undertaker and local drunk. He had no connection to Las Palmas orphanage. Frankie LeMay was the other trapper victim. LeMay was an orderly at Las Palmas orphanage and known drug dealer. Where's the other chap? I suppose there was more updates than that. Okay, so that's still the updates that the recent updates that have come about. With regards to the ripple effects, the recent ones was inviting Becky. So Felicity invited Becky to her home to review the case files, and then Becky and Felicity went over the case files together. So let's unpause that. Let's continue. Oh, I tapped that twice. See, this may be one of the bad cops.
1016. Making entry.
125 acknowledged. Caution advised.
I don't think he's going to survive. And I think that regardless of how much caution I
This is the police.
choose,
Anyone here?
I like how the app says look at TV. See, I'd be shining that down on the floor as well.
Oh dear God.
And I would not be flicking
Sir,
around with the lights,
can you hear
considering
me?
how the other incidents went. Yeah, I didn't even have a choice there. He's one of those.
Hey, what's going on?
We got a problem.
What?
But there's a cop.
What? What happened?
I'm still trying to put that together. Call came in and there was a body. Responder showed up, body was rigged. Trap was down.
I want to find out who it is. See if that piece is up to,
Police? Who? How?
It's cavalry.
What? No, that doesn't happen. That's ridiculous.
They're still sorting through the mess. Becky.
Oh my God.
Calvary, hey? It's that kind of...
Excuse me, would you please stay clear of my working area? Thank you.
From what we can piece together, it seems like Calvary brought a prostitute.
God.
Brought her back here where, you know.
Track her down?
Only got a partial description. 20s, brunette.
Great.
Calvary put a whole clip in that wall, then hit one thing. Only blood here's his. And Los Montesinos.
The responder?
Calvary's body was rigged. Traps.
Fuck.
Come on, move. Ah. Got two.
That's a whole clip. If someone cut his throat from behind, why would he
Keeps
fire this way?
freezing. What the
And if he did it from the front.
The stream
Why
keeps
would he
freezing.
miss? Oh God. It's really him.
A rat trap is his signature.
Nothing useful.
Becky, I'm sorry, but I have to ask you this. Where were you last night?
Honesty or alibi?
I spent the night, or the evening, with Felicity Graves. Going over files.
All night?
Yeah? So?
Shit.
What?
You need to be very, very careful how you handle this.
Why?
You gotta make sure you account for all your whereabouts. Everyone knows how you and Calvary felt about each other.
Tom.
You have to be careful.
Do you really think I could do something like this? Listen to yourself.
I'm not accusing you.
Oh no, but it's the first thing that pops up in there.
You can't blow up. You know what this looks like. Be smart.
I don't know if I want to go like the extreme route, as in angry So I think I'm going to go for this one here, the insane.
This isn't happening.
I wish it wasn't.
I hated that fucker, but I would never do something like this.
I believe you.
You shouldn't have to believe me.
And that's another one. Damn it.
Oh my god.
That's the end of part 1. Check the logbook, fix yourself a drink, and hit the box when you're ready to move on.
Right. So, just updating my logbooks here. Calvary was murdered while in the company of an unidentified prostitute. The murder fitted MO of the trapper serial killer. We have Officer Montesinos was gravely injured by a trap planted on Jack Calvary's body. Simon Hillary, medical examination. Simon was almost killed by a trap rigged to Jack Calvary's body. And the prostitute is a mystery. Prostitute was with Jack Calvary on the night he was murdered. How could she be involved somehow? With regards to ripple effects, we've got this. Yeah, so I chose the alibi route. So Becky had an alibi for the night of Calvary's murder. So that's that. If you give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to take a quick